Well, right now I do online.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Jim Clymer, Artistic Director of Playground. My great pleasure to welcome you to the closing night of the first weekend, just the beginning of our 6th annual Playground Solo Performance Festival. We are here for 3 weeks. Every night is a different program, 2 artists put together, each running about 50 minutes with a brief intermission. For those who are with us in person, we do ask that you wear your mask the entire time that you're in the theater. For those of you online tonight, enjoy. You're sipping something special. The online performances are live streamed and they're also available on demand for 1 week. So do spread the word. Let your friends know there's a lot of ways to catch these shows. So tonight we have two programs, 2 performances as mentioned, Ric Iverson, and we're also going to get to see the final performance by Azo Safo, so we're really excited about that. And then we resume the SoloFest next Friday, another 3 performances over the weekend, and then we close February 12th. So a lot more chances to see a lot of great solo performance from both Northern California, Southern California. So please enjoy the 6th annual Playground Solo Performance Festival.
It's a little after 4:20 in the afternoon. Oh, while you were all waiting in line for toilet paper a while back, I hightailed it down to the nearest dispensary and bought my weight in medicinal marijuana. Anyway, I'm standing in the kitchen in my underwear. I've got a bag of nacho cheese Doritos in my guitar, and I'm strumming the same 3 chords over and over and over. And I thought, are these the same 3 chords John Denver used to write easily most of his music? And I thought, could I write a John Denver-like song using these same 3 chords? A little while later, the nacho cheese Doritos are totally gone. I'm still standing in the kitchen in my underwear, strumming the same 3 chords. Over and over and over. When words won't come, when my mind is numb, I pick up my guitar and strum those 3 chords from that John Denver song. Write a song about Granny's feather bed, then I can write a song about gay. I mean, he wrote a whole verse about butter and bread, and mine's more, hey girl, hey. And he holds that note. And you can buy the score at the Portland store about Granny's smelly nap. A couple hours later, I'm standing in the middle of what can only be described as an areola of 70s pop songbooks. Arranged alphabetically, of course, starting with John Denver. The first song in the John Denver songbook, Annie's Song. Well, that's perfect. My best friend's name is Annie. Except the words to Annie's song aren't really conducive to a song about best friendship. Unless you fill up my senses like a night in a forest, like the mountains in springtime, like a walk in the rain, like a storm in the desert, like a sleepy blue ocean. Come let me love you, but not in that way. Lightning didn't strike. I changed the lyrics to a classic John Denver ballad to suit my situation, and lightning did not strike me dead. That's when I realized, is a pronoun the only thing that's kept me from singing all this beautiful music for all these years? A pronoun? And that seemed kind of silly. So I took another look at all the music surrounding me with that in mind, and I found I could tell my whole story using mostly John Denver music. Then a weird thing happened. I started writing my own music. Country rock music. Then an even weirder thing happened. I wrote lyrics and a script. You might all be disappointed, but as I'm about to point out, I'm not that kind of a gay. I accidentally written a brand new original musical. Look, I made a hat. A cowboy hat. Then, seemingly in response, the world shut down. And I still had all that pot. And what? A couple of years to write several versions of the show. But I am a gay man, so in every version that I wrote, at some point, my mother, if she could have known what she'd done when she said things she couldn't have said half as much. Scars long ago blend into complexion nobody ever can touch. When you go, where you go, to your little pink house, I want you to know that I see that you're not all alone in your little pink house. Please let me in, Mama, please. If I could be sure when you walk through that door, if you could just tell me you're fine, that you'll be okay, that you'll be alright. It scares me a bit more each time. When you go, where you go, to your little pink house, I want you to know that I see that you're not all alone in your little pink house. Please let me in, Mama, please. I don't think you know what it does to my heart. All those feelings, it's so hard to show. So I'm telling you now, it tears me apart. So go if you must. Please don't go. Where you go, when you go to your little pink house, I want you to know that I see that you're not all alone in your little pink house. Please let someone in, Mama, please. One of the versions that I wrote is a 17-hour mini-series. And in that version, my BFF Annie plays every role in my life, from my mother to Pia Zadora. She used to sing me this song before bed every night. My mother, not Pia Zadora. Close your eyes and come with me. Leave the world behind. Listen close, you'll hear me sing a Ricky Tikki-Tavi lullaby with bedtime tales and bubble baths and ice cream in the rain, where magic spells and unicorns will shield you from your pain. It's all of this I wish for you, so when one day we part, remembering this lullaby was safe within your heart. My childhood disappeared when I became a mom and wife, but I'd never change a thing the day that you became my life. I wish that I could stop and slay the monsters you've in store, but monsters come to mommies too if no one locks the door. What to say, how to tell you what they took from us was wrong. Now to find this in common, how the hell could I go on? Understand when I tell you, mommy couldn't be that strong. One day when you are older, far away from home, no idea how sad I was, sad and all alone. So now this is good night. Goodbye. I'm sorry for the years that you'll be missing mommy, singing gently in your ear. Close your eyes and come with me. Leave the world behind. Listen close, you'll hear me sing a Ricky Tikki-Tavi lullaby. That was from my very favorite version of the show, the big budget musical extravaganza version. Oh, and in the big budget musical extravaganza version, my husband and I are played by Jake Gyllenhaal and a blonde Andrew Reynolds. My mother's played by Glenn Close on stage and Meryl Streep in the movie. Also, in the big budget musical extravaganza version, this is where my 13-year-old bedroom flies in. Like Sunset Boulevard, except instead of the mansion and the staircase, it's my bedroom and my bed. Then above my bed there are 3 posters. Adam West is Batman, Bobby Sherman, and Danny Bonaducci. Huh. The summer after I turned 13, I played this song at the California Junior Grange All-State Talent Competition in Bakersfield, California. And I won! Second place. And Dad left. Lady, are you crying? Do the tears belong to me? I am pretty sure that Dad's leaving had nothing to do with me getting second place. But he did leave. And when he left, Mom's new friend Arlene moved in. I was in my bedroom, practicing John Denver's My Sweet Lady for the California Junior Grange All-State Talent Competition in Bakersfield, California, and I looked up. Mom's new friend Arlene is standing in my doorway naked.
Oh.
That's why I got second place! Ah. She said 9 words to me. Your mother wants me to show you some things. When you're this many and a naked lady appears in your doorway claiming that your mother sent her, you do what you're told no matter how terrified you are. As scared as I was the whole time, all I could think was, where the fuck is Dad? I'm 61 now, and social media very much exists, so I'm finding that a lot of my friends around my age are starting to lose their parents. And almost across the board, when one of my straight male friends will lose his father, he'll post something online like, I hope one day to be half the man that he was. So, it's super weird. At my age, as a gay man, to stand in front of people and say out loud, I know I'm twice the man my father was.
Hell yeah.
Listen to me, and I'll tell you a story. It isn't hard to see, at least not anymore. He just watched me go away. Did he know where I was going? Second star, left, far away. Neverland means never knowing. You and your fantasies can take all of my air sometimes. You and your fantasies make me wish that I just didn't care. How did you live your life responsibility free? I wish I could live your life for a day just to see you loved me. You think that I don't know that it's crazy that you left behind the people you loved. Thank you for your genetic dysfunction. Thanks for the occasional love. But I needed more than just fantasy, and that was all that you had. Wednesday night favorite fantasy, watching Batman with Hot Wheels and Dad. So I cling to that memory for as long as I can, so I can go back one day to my own sacred fantasy land. So the, what do we call that? Bad conversion therapy failed, obviously. If anything, it backfired. When I was 15, Mom found a letter that a boy wrote me, and she called Dad. I don't care where he goes, he can't live here. When Dad asked why, my closeted lesbian mother said, he thinks he's gay. How can he know if he's gay at 15? My father's response defined their relationship from that moment forward. Didn't you know whether or not you were gay at 15? I got in the car with Dad, but I honestly don't remember where I lived most of the time from 15 to 17. So nobody was really that surprised when halfway through my senior year I dropped out of high school and joined the Air Force. Make good choices, kids. I only had a problem with one of the questions on the application. There's a box. In the military, there is always a box. Have you ever had sexual relations with a member of the same sex? I was 17 and wanted to be anywhere but where I was. And I only had to tell one lie to make that happen? I spent my entire military career at Nellis Air Force Base in Las Vegas, Nevada. Boy from the country left his home when he was young. The first day of basic training, you're given a temporary job assignment that's yours for the duration of basic training. My temporary job assignment? Latrine queen. It freaked me out so much that halfway through basic training, I marched into the infirmary up to the first doctor I could find, and I said, "I'm sorry, I lied, I'm gay!" What a coincidence is the last thing I thought he was gonna say. He talked me into staying, and I'm so glad he did, because I ended up loving being part of the military. And being stationed in Las Vegas? Come on! If you were stationed at Nellis Air Force Base and a show on the Las Vegas Strip wasn't sold out, you could get a ticket for $0.25. I saw Shirley MacLaine at the Riviera for 25 cents. I saw Tina Turner at the Silverbird for 25 cents. For 25 cents, I saw Pippin starring Jack McCallum. I met him after the show. Went back to his place. One thing led to another. And his boyfriend came home from work early and caught us in their bed together. Long story short, after I moved in with Jack, I went in to fill out the paperwork for off-base housing, and in the box that said reason for request, I wrote, living off base with my boyfriend Jack. The next day, I'm standing in front of a panel of OSI agents facing court-martial. One of them asked, Airman Iverson, have you ever performed oral copulation on another man? I had no idea what that was. So I said, probably? In the box that says reason for discharge, all caps, homosexuality. It all worked out. Fun fact, Jack was the very first male switchboard operator on the Las Vegas Strip. He got me a job right away at the Riviera Hotel on the switchboard. Best job ever. Operator, oh, could you help me place this call? I answered a call on time. Thank you for calling the Riviera Hotel and Casino. This is Rick. How may I direct your call? Diana Ross, please. Diana Ross was one of the very few celebrities who answered her own phone. So if you had a call from Miss Diana Ross, you very much stayed on the line to screen that call. Who may I ask is calling, please? Cher. It was Cher! Hi, Diana Ross. I use first and last names to the point of annoyance. This is Rick at the switchboard. I have Cher calling for you. Diana Ross did not say, put Cher through. No. What she did say, I probably can't repeat here. And to my horror, Cher said something equally unkind right back to Miss Diana Ross. See, I connected the call prematurely because in my mind I thought, why wouldn't Diana Ross want to talk to Cher, right? Right about that same moment, the operator next to me hands me a note. Pia Zadora's holding for you. Pia Zadora's husband owns the Riviera Hotel and Casino. Pia Zadora knows that Diana Ross is staying at the Riviera Hotel and Casino. The operator next to me knows I have Diana Ross on hold. Therefore, Pia Zadora is calling for Diana Ross. I used this imaginary scenario to totally justify going back in on the line to correct my previous mistake. Hi, Diana Ross, it's Rick at the switchboard. I'm so sorry to interrupt. I have Pia Zadora calling for you. Rick, was it? Diana Ross said my name. Pia Zadora is sitting next to me trying to call the idiot who just put that cunt chair through. Hold, please. After 8 years, I left Las Vegas and Jack. When I came home from work early one day and caught him in our bed with another man. It wasn't the first time, it was kind of his thing. But this time, instead of makeup sex, he smashed my guitar. So I left. A few years later, I heard Jack died. AIDS. And the first thing I thought was, did that guitar actually save my life? Where would I be now if I could go back somehow? But knowing what I know now, would I say I love you? Would I stay away, knowing what I know today, that you might live another day if I never said I love you? Why were my I love yous not enough for you? I was never enough for you. Didn't matter the cost. Was it worth everything to you? Everything that you lost? If I could change one moment, would it change it all? If I could just change that moment, would I change it? You said that you loved me forever. You said I was the only one. You said that you loved me forever. I believed it. You're the reason I went away. You're the reason I stayed. All those times that I went away were the times that you played. If you hadn't been so lonely, would you have met him? Would you have been oh so careless with your love? If I hadn't been so blinded by your bedroom eyes, if I hadn't been so desperate for your love, where would I be now if I could go back somehow? But knowing what I know now, would I say I love you? Or would I stay away, knowing what I know today, that you might live another day if I never said I love you? Why were my I love yous not enough for you? If I could change one moment, would it change it all? If I could just change that moment, would I change it? You said that you loved me forever. You said I was the only one. You said that you loved me forever. I believed it. I believed it. I believed it. years before I bought another guitar. Luckily, one of the versions that I wrote is a non-musical version. You thought I was kidding when I said I wrote several versions during the shutdown? Oh no, I was prolific. I already told you about my favorite version, the big budget musical extravaganza version, but there were others. There's a Muppet version, there's a Disney princess version, there's a zombie apocalypse version, there's a dance concert version. And in the dance concert version, there are several interpretive mother-son pas de deux that represent the gift of the guitar, which thereby represents the passage of time, which thereby represents just how much of that aforementioned pot I still had left when I wrote the dance concert version. Speaking of pot, I wrote a stoner version. I called it 421. I can't remember why. But the ticket price for the stoner version includes a pre-roll, an edible, and a ride to and from the theater. The best part about the stoner version, sometimes it's only like 20 minutes long. What were we talking about? 2 weeks after I left Las Vegas, I met a bartender in Santa Cruz named Chris. We hit it off. We've been together for about 6 months, and I thought, there's something wrong with him. We've been together for 6 months, and he hasn't hit me yet. And I've given him plenty of reason to. So I left. He wrote me a letter, 3-page letter. He said a lot, but mostly what he said was, I'm the best thing that's ever happened to you. It's been 35 years since he wrote me that letter, and he still hasn't hit me. He's broadsided me. We're sitting at dinner one night, and he goes, we're gonna have a family. He'd met a lady couple who were totally into this whole co-parenting thing. We thought about making a daddy soup, kind of may the odds be ever in your favor, but I've met my family, so he was the obvious choice to be the biological father. Oh, and I just got my equity card, so my career's just taking off in case this whole parenthood thing doesn't work out. We got pregnant right away, and I'm guessing it's because billions of spermatozoa that were usually pretty unenthused about their daily outing finally got released and went, Eureka! I missed most of the last trimester because I was rehearsing a show with Jerry Herman. The Jerry Herman! My big song in that show was, It Only Takes a Moment. The song Cornelius Hackle sings in Hello, Dolly. The same weekend that that show opened, our daughter was born. When he first handed her to me, it was like holding a Kenny Loggins song in my arms. Beautiful and terrifying. I think he sensed my terror, because he sat down next to me, put his arm around me and said, hey, we got this. I've got the brains, and she's gonna need somebody to sing to her first thing in the morning. Sing to her a Kenny Loggins lullaby. Sing to her, and when that song is over, sing to her until we say goodbye. Years later, long after I was far too old to play Cornelius Hackle, I was cast as Cornelius Hackle in an in-concert version of Hello, Dolly, starring Leslie Uggams as Dolly Levi. Opening night, I was more nervous than I have ever been. Inches away from leaving the house when I heard, Daddy, do I look okay? I've heard stories from other actors about real life crossing over to the stage. But until that night, in that moment, I had no idea what they meant. In the short time it took me to sing It Only Takes a Moment, the same song I was singing when she was born, the song Jerry Herman taught me to sing, every wonderful memory of every beautiful thing I'd ever done with her since the day she was born came flooding out of my face. It only takes a moment for your eyes to meet, and then that night at the cast party, my husband and I watched as the young lady our daughter had become proudly made it known that that was her daddy up on the stage. He saw what was going on, made his way across the room, and leaned over and whispered in my ear, "See, you got to sing to her in front of Leslie Uggams. Sing to her that Jerry Herman lullaby. Sing to her, we saw it when it happened. You sang to her, then you lost your shit on stage in front of God and Leslie Uggam." The next few years were a blur of AP classes, Backstreet Boys, and Harry Potter. When she got her first acceptance letter, I knew my Kenny Loggins song was over. I was trying really hard to feel sorry for myself when there he was. Only this time, he said, "I need you to sing to me first thing every morning. Sing to me last thing before bed. Sing to me, remind me of our story. Sing to me through all our days ahead." There are names that I was called when I was little. There are names that I was called I won't say now. But those names that I was called when I was little can't compare to the name they call me now. Big Gay Dad, that's the name they call me, Big Gay Dad. Hi, Big Gay Dad, so many daddy stories. The story begins. Kate was starting preschool, and she needed a lunchbox. And the only lunchbox we had was the Campus Queen lunchbox that my BFF Annie had given me because she was sick of seeing me carry my makeup from show to show in a plastic Safeway bag. First day at lunch, Kate's teacher said, "Katie, I love your lunchbox." And Kate said, "Thanks, it's my dad's." Big Gay Dad, that's the name they call me, Big Gay Dad. He used to keep his makeup in it. Big Gay Dad, so many daddy stories. His hag gave it to him. Oh. Shh, story begins. I was singing at a Christmas concert once, and they thought it would be so cute to have my little daughter sing with me. She could not have been less interested. I finally just had to say, "Kate, if you don't sing with Daddy, the booby fairy will never come." Big Gay Dad, that's the name they call me, Big Gay Dad. Can we just acknowledge there were times I had no business raising a little girl? Big Gay Dad, so many daddy stories. Oh, the booby fairy did finally come. Karma's a bitch. And so, apparently, is the booby fairy. Shh, the story begins. Kate was in the 5th grade, and her teacher asked me to come in and give a basic acting class. Stand still, breathe, pee first. I had my guitar with me, I don't remember why, but one of the kids saw it and he asked if he could play it. The teacher said that was fine, so I handed it to him and moved aside. He was struggling through some unrecognizable Beatles song when I leaned over to the teacher and said, "Would you like me to put an end to this?" She leaned back over to me. "His father started Netflix." I leaned over to Kate. "You have my permission to marry him." Big Gay Dad, that's the name they call me, Big Gay Dad. Daddy, ew. Big Gay Dad, so many daddy stories. Kate, Netflix. Shh, story begins. My husband was in law school, and we found out we were having another baby. Law school. At the time, we were living with his mother, who we now know only hated me because of the dementia, mostly. The day we brought him home, the day he came home, beautiful like his father, funny like me. My life forever after is changed as it could be. I never felt deserving. Sure, I'd get it wrong. Not sure I'm not still learning this, my other daddy song. Beautiful boy, you came into my life. My life needed beauty. Beautiful boy, made all the years before you came seem blue and moody. Beautiful boy, all the love you brought and shared through all the years. Beautiful boy, through all the laughter and the tears. There's no way to say how quickly the years we have go by. But if we learn from distant history, together we can fly over hills and valleys, over problems, over wrongs, till at last we solve them, or don't solve them. Beautiful boy, you came into my life. My life needed beauty. Beautiful boy, made all the years before you came seem blue and moody. Beautiful boy, all the love you brought and shared through all the years. Beautiful boy, thanks for the laughter and the tears. There was one thing about parenthood that I was just totally unprepared for. As our kids reached certain ages, I'd start remembering things about my own childhood that I totally forgot. Like, when I was a little boy, my dad was magic. No, really magic. We'd be driving along in the rain, and he'd snap his fingers, and the rain would stop. Just stop. Only for a moment, long enough to notice, and then it would start up again. I was 10 before I realized that trick only worked if we were driving under a bridge. That same year, I started guitar lessons. And my dad took lessons right alongside me. He learned the first 3 chords with me. But my dad had these massively huge construction worker hands, so he couldn't make the chord changes as fast as I could. So because of that, Dad's go-to party song in 1973 was Puff the Magic, Puff the Magic, Puff the Magic, Puff the Magic. Long, long time ago, my dad Daddy learned 3 chords, so puff the magic. Never made it to that shore, but he could snap his fingers. You know it sounds insane for one brief magic moment. My dad could stop the rain. Our dragons flew my dad and me far over land and sea, telling stories old and new and tales of what could be. He told me about a little boy was me. He made me feel like magic's real, only just for a little while. We'd fly and fly across the sky like dragon kings, just he and I. But dragon tails like dragon flames last just a little while, just for a little while. My dragon lost his smile. The beast that you would never name still lives within my heart. My dragon, your words burned that day and kept us far apart. Your tale of mine from years gone by, the cave you opened wide, has made me feel like nothing's real, but only just for a little while. My father's huge, massive construction worker hands were nothing compared to my father's massively huge construction worker hatred for all things gay. My journey brought me back to where we flew so high and free. The beast took Daddy's dragon down. He fought with his cords 3. He found alone he couldn't soar. He asked me if I could once more make him feel like magic's real, if only just for a little while. We'd fly and fly across the sky like dragon kings, just he and I. But dragon tails like dragon flames last just a little while, just for a little while. I saw my dragon smile. 10 years went by, my son and I were spinning tales of old, when Daddy and his dragon bathed in a light of gold. Daddy, I'd like you to meet my dragon son, my beautiful boy. I make him feel like magic's real, if only just for a little while. Fly and fly across the sky, the 3 of us, Dad, boy, and I, our dragons smiling eye to eye as we soar across the sky. 3 dragons soaring high, my daddy, son, and I. A long, long time ago, my daddy learned 3 chords, off the magic. Finally made it to that shore. The rain fell all around us. Jackie Paper came no more. Daddy's mighty dragon played his final. dad died 4 years ago. Cancer. Somewhere along the line, I heard that pot is a natural cancer preventative. So almost to the day that Dad was diagnosed, I started smoking pot regularly. So when the results from my PSA test came back a little high a couple months ago, I was not the least bit concerned. When that same number doubled 2 weeks later, I started worrying a little. After the biopsy, the doctor said a lot, but what I heard mostly was, you may have blood in your ejaculate for the next several weeks. I had a question. How long should I wait? 3 to 5 days. Piece of cake. When I saw him for the biopsy results 2 weeks later, he asked if and how many times I'd ejaculated since the biopsy, and that was easy. 14 minus 3, 11. Then I said, oh my God, you were right. The first time was like if Stephen King wrote hardcore porn. It was CSI My Penis. And it was different every time too. Like the color was being picked by some random word generator. But that random word generator could only use the lyrics in the title song from Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat. There was one color it landed on a couple times. I will never be able to drink Yoo-Hoo again.
Oh, Rick.
That's what he told me. He told me I had done an amazing job of cleaning out the pipes. He said most guys, after Carrie White comes out of their penis, they don't go back to the prom for several weeks. Then, he gave me a doctor's note that said I should ejaculate as much as I possibly can between now and my surgery. And then he told me I have cancer. That's not possible. I smoke pot regularly. Turns out, I learned a lot in the last few weeks. Like, not so fun fact. Did you know that after a radical prostatectomy, you no longer ejaculate? This is devastating news. I love to ejaculate. And I'll say it, I'm good at it too. If ejaculating was an Olympic sport, I would limp home with a gold medal every time. This show was almost called Puppetry of the Ejaculate. You're in the splash zone. I have a doctor's note. Seriously, it's like my superpower. I can hit a movie cap from across the room. Or aloha, the Hawaiian Islands across my belly. I almost got the solar system, but I could never get enough for Jupiter. Saturn's weirdly easy if you hit your nipple just right. And Pluto nearly blinded me. Now that my husband and I know that my man cannon has an expiration date, we've been busier than ever. We're up to 8 shows a week. Equity said if we had a Wednesday matinee, I can hire an understudy. Can you just picture those auditions? Oh, speaking of which, we thought we should make a list of things that maybe we missed out on in 35 years. So, I'm kind of proud to say we only had 2 things on that list. The first was a 3-way. The problem with a 3-way when you've been in a monogamous relationship for 35 years, neither one of you remembers how to find a boy. So, I looked online, seeing about renting boys, but the ones we could afford? The only other thing on our list, so I brought some home last week, poppers. There's a big difference between poppers at 24 and poppers at 61. My husband calls it floppy poppercock. Floppy poppercock! Doesn't that sound like the perfect name for the sex ed teacher at Hogwarts? Floppy poppercock! Totally on the down low with Snape. Oh my god, of course! Snape probably invented poppers! I will admit, I'm kind of looking forward to a new sensation at my age. I don't love that they call it a dry orgasm, but I don't hate it either. No more clean up in automotive, right? Only question I have is, will it make a noise? Does air come out? Like a snail sneezing? Like a queef? Like a queen? Is that the noise it's gonna make? One last not so fun fact. Depending on the size of your tumor, you may lose some length. When I heard that, the opportunist in me immediately thought, hey, you're about to lose your prostate, the ability to ejaculate, and some length. Maybe now's the perfect time to consider transitioning. Split second later, the archivist in me pulls up a Polaroid from Halloween 1994. I was the lost Spice Girl, Old Spice. Oh. I looked like the love child of Bob Newhart and Rue McClanahan. So transitioning was clearly off the table. I'm gonna be fine. They caught it early and a robot does the surgery. What could possibly go wrong? Seriously, I've survived lawn darts, bad conversion therapy, AIDS, COVID-19, monkeypox. Prostate cancer is not taking me down. Well, it is taking me down temporarily. But in 3 to 6 months, back to 8 shows a week. Only this time, no splash zone. Thank you for coming. Speaking of which, if you catch me in the parking lot after the show, remember, I have a doctor's note.
I only have one beer.